What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge and welcome to Northern Ireland. We are here for Northern Ireland Comic Con, but that's this weekend. Today we are going Funko Pop hunting in the city of Belfast. So this is all going to be voiceover work, guys, for two reasons. Number one, most of the stores were pretty busy, so it was quite difficult to film in some areas. And number two, they were all playing loud music, and I didn't want to get a copyright infringement. The very first store that we headed to then was Game, and they didn't have anything in terms of new stuff. They had a lot of their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, including Serpentor. They had the metallic Charmander, which didn't have the stickers. I've heard that through quite a lot of stores. By way of new things, the only thing I could really find was the E.T. in Row, which I thought was pretty cool. I actually haven't seen any of the E.T. figures in person. And then there was this from Batman Returns. I haven't seen this in person yet. It was very, very cool to see it, although that price tag of $39.99 I think is a bit high. It was cheaper on FunkoEurope.com. Don't know if it is still available. And then we headed right next door to HMV, where they had a pretty cool anime section. I know this Inosuke is not that new, but I did want to show it off. I actually haven't seen it in a store before. A pretty cool Funko Pop. They had some of the new My Hero Academia ones, including Inasa, as well as the slim form of Fat Gum. I am still waiting for my pre-orders, the commons, to come in from popfigures.com. They had a bunch of the new Tokyo Ghoul figures. I actually haven't seen that anime just yet. A whole bunch of pop pins, as you guys can see, ranging from Star Wars to DC to Marvel. There's like a Home Alone and an elf in there. I didn't actually find any chases though. They had a few of the Mech Strike ones, Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, Loki, as well as Thanos. Then some of the new Miss Marvel figures. Well, I say new, all of the kind of regular Miss Marvel figures, some Doctor Strange and Hawkeye there, some of the Pride figures, as well as some more Miss Marvel and some Peacemaker. They also had some of these Popsies, but I had to be really quick here because someone wanted to walk past. Then they had some Jurassic World here. We've shown most, if not all of these off on the channel before. They then have the big Jurassic Park, is it VHS cover or poster? I can't remember. Very, very cool. I will pick that up at some point. They had some more Peacemaker in the back. That is the last Peacemaker figure I need with Eagly. Then we had some more Doctor Strange. Zola Vision, I've actually picked that up. It has come in before we headed out here to the con, but I'll show that off next week. They had some of the new Thor figures. Well, first we had this boastful Loki, which was recently from the WonderCon. There is Meek, and we did also have Gore as part of the new Thor Love and Thunder Funko Pops. And lastly, I did want to show off this pretty cool display at the back that they had of all these like retro style Star Wars figures. So it's all like new characters, new releases, but it is done in the retro way, like those old school Star Wars figures. I thought that was pretty cool. Next, we headed to the Entertainer, but it was a bit disappointing. I zoomed in on that Darth Vader Bounty Hunter series because that is the last one I do need in that series, but it's too big for me to take home. But as you guys can see, this is all they had in this Entertainer, which I thought was pretty disappointing. Literally a wall of Funko Pops. Other Entertainers I've been to are much bigger. They had that Mech Strike Spider-Man, but they didn't have the chase. I already checked that. The only two figures I really looked at were this Batman. I wanted to see what one it was, and it is actually the Batman Forever one, the Val Kilmer version. I actually never seen that in person, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then I did notice this Ultraman, and I thought this pop looks really, really old. And as you guys can see, it is from 2018. I mean, maybe not too old, but 4 years, yeah, it's that old style of pop. I thought that was pretty unusual to see that. We then saw a B&M on the way to Forbidden Planet International. They only had a few. They had that 10-inch He-Man, as you can see, Poison Ivy Speciality Series for $4.99. Not too bad. The rest of the figures, that was really all they had, which was pretty disappointing. But when I did see these, I thought, you know what, that is pretty weird. Walgreens exclusive. I think these were called Mini-Mates, but as you guys can see there, they had a bunch of them with that Walgreens exclusive sticker. I really don't know what that's all about. I don't know if the group that owns Walgreens owns B&M, but yeah, I thought that was pretty weird to see that. Then, guys, we did make it to Forbidden Planet International, who had some of the new Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood figures, including Reza Hawkeye here. I'm still waiting for these 4 figures to come in from popfigures.com. There were some My Hero Academia figures down there on the bottom shelf, as you can see, while I was pulling the next FMAB figure, which was Olivia Armstrong. Like I said, I'm still waiting for these 4 figures to come in from popfigures.com. Hopefully, they will come in very, very soon. There is Edward Elric as well as Scar, the other 2 figures in the collection. They did also have Yuga Ioma from My Hero Academia. I'm waiting for the Amazon exclusive diamond version of that to come in, I think from Danny and Jazz. They did then also have some of the new Ozark figures, including Wendy and Marty Bird. They didn't have Ruth Langmore. I've got all 3 of those figures due in next week, as well as Elliot and Gertie here from E.T. They had the 40th anniversary PX Previews Harley Quinn with belt, which is pretty cool. And next to her, they actually had King Shark. You don't see him in stores very, very often. And then we did also get a look at the Green Lantern Deceased cover. I actually haven't seen this in person. That one is very, very cool. They had some of the new Thor figures, Mighty Thor here, Jane Foster. I actually have to say I quite enjoyed the movie. I get where people said, it wasn't as good as Thor Ragnarok. I guess it was more silly humour than clever humour. There is Thor in the back himself as well. But like I said, I did enjoy it. We had Corlan Roken here from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which I actually hadn't seen any of these figures, at least in person yet. Mandalorian on the Bantha there, as well as the Red Saber series Darth Maul and Grogu meditating. They had a bunch of pop tees in the back. I actually did end up picking up 2 tees, which I'll show off towards the end of the video. And the last thing we did see in the back, they had these Lego models up here. The Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean, which is pretty rare. You can see Jack Sparrow there. I'm not too sure what the other ship was called. Then we made our way into Smyths Toys, where, as you guys can see, they had a huge wall of Funko Pops. We did take a closer look at some of these, but what the crazy thing was, they had a ton of sodas. Look at that, guys. We went all the way along, but that is not the craziest thing, because let me tell you something that is really crazy and really annoying. Look at this, guys. Boba Fett sodas. All of them opened up. This one didn't even have a lid. Let me just pause it here for a second, because this kind of stuff really, what's a PG word? Vexes me, man. People go in and open up these sodas to, find that chase pog, so they just buy that one and they leave all the rest of the sodas opened. It spoils things for everyone. It spoils things for the customers, and it spoils things for the stores as well. And I just don't know why Smyths Toys in particular don't have them behind the till, behind cases. They may just say they're toys, right? That they don't really care to an extent. But then, as you guys saw in the video, they had a lot of them stickered with like what was it, £10 I think it was, like reduced to sell, or whatever the term is. But who's going to buy those? Anyone who collects Funko Pops, especially Funko sodas, and knows a little bit about everything, they're not going to buy ones that, are unsealed, because they know the game. They know what people have done. Like, another crazy thing is that wasn't even all of the Boba Fett sodas. I found another 2, because I want to pick that up. It's the last soda I need from everything they've done so far in the Star Wars line, and I wanted to do like a specific Star Wars soda video, for our continued celebration on the Geek Lounge. But yeah, I certainly wasn't going to buy one that wasn't sealed. I didn't want to like open them up, because there was quite a few there, and I didn't want to open them up and see that, there was one chase and then be accused of like the same thing. The other thing I have to say, it was like very ballsy of the person to do that, because literally, as you go kind of where all those sodas were, down the kind of end of the aisle was where the till is, the cashier is. So I was kind of like, that person's pretty ballsy, but maybe they just had like someone stand here, right, and they kind of then opened everything up, and they kind of covered them. But it really annoys me. It ruins it for everyone, and I do think Smyths Toys are going to struggle to sell those, because like I said, who in their right mind is going to buy, especially if Funko Pops and Funko sodas, and you're into collecting, who in their right mind is going to buy what is going to be a guaranteed common for just 10 quid, right? You probably want to pay like, maybe if it was reduced to like £3 or £5. I've seen some sodas reduced to £3 before. I think Aquaman might have even been in there. But yeah, I'm rambling on too much, guys. Let's get back to the pop hunt. Because they did have some fairly new and pretty cool things in there, including this Roman Reigns head of the table pop and tee, but they do only have the medium one. That is definitely not going to fit me, but I will pick that up at some point. They had some of the new Attack on Titan figures, including that Eren Yeager. Hadn't seen that yet. We opened the Mikasa recently. They have Enmu in there, which was exclusive to Smyths Toys. They also had some Black Adam. Again, there was another Mikasa, as well as Bertolt Hoover. Again, I'm waiting for my commons from Pop Figures. Guys, hurry up and get those in. I do hate those stickers though that they have on there. They had this Darth Vader here, which was from Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. There is some more of the figures. I think they did have Reva, but for some reason I didn't show her off. They then did have Obi-Wan Kenobi on, is it like EP? Is that how you pronounce it? But as cool as this is, far too big for me to take home. And speaking of far too big, they did have this, the ET Pop moment. This thing is really, really cool. I do want to get this, but yeah, like I said, it's far too big for me to, you know, take home, put in my suitcase. But yeah, look at that, guys. That is a really, really sexy looking pop. I really do wonder, you know, how the glow in the dark is on that one. And the final store we visited, guys, was an independent one called Comic Book, guys. A comic book shop, which was very, very cool. They had this supernatural display at the back, though I did pan up first to these 6-inch Funko Pops, including that vaulted Baymax, as you guys can see up there. But they had some pretty cool things in this supernatural display, including Funko Pops, props. I think there may have been some signed things as well. You guys can see that 2-pack of Sam and Dean, a HMV exclusive. I imagine that's pretty rare, pretty valuable. I actually don't have TBD here with me, so I'm not too sure of its value. Equally, they had a really cool kind of Jaws display here at the back. I mean, look at that thing. I don't think that's a Funko product, but that's very, very cool. And they have most of the Funko Pops up here. I think I do also own all of them, apart from Jaws by himself. I actually have Jaws eating Quint. They had a few just really kind of common ones, as well as some of the deluxe things, Mini Nezuko, as well as that Battle of Hoth. I did then zoom in on this Batman statue at the back here. I think that's how I used to get into the Batcave, right, which was pretty cool. But the things here at the front of the store was where it was all happening. They had this Darth Vader signed by David Prowse, this Boba Fett here signed by Jeremy Bulloch. I did kind of go in a bit closer so you guys could see that. Some other Boba Fett's, a 10-inch there. They had this blue box Stormtrooper with that vaulted sticker, which I will talk about in a, you know, short while. They had some other things, Star Trek Knights of Ren there at the top, and then over they had some Marvel here, that Miles Morales Chase, as you guys can see. It was kind of like a mix between Marvel and DC, some Batman, some other things there. I think some exclusives at the top. I then did zoom in on this Nelson and Murdoch thing, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, guys, it's actually at this point where the owner of the store did ask me to stop filming. So what actually happened is we got to the store, had a little look around. I mean, it's not a particularly big store, but they had like a front bit and a back bit. I'll show you guys a picture in just a second. And in the back, I ended up talking to one of the owners. It's actually a shop that's run by two brothers from Northern Ireland. And we had a really cool chat about things. I said, you know, I really enjoy your store. I think you've got some pops for some really good prices, etc., etc. And then he kind of said, where are you guys from? What are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And we said, yeah, you know, we're here for Northern Ireland Comic Con. He said, oh, cool. You know, we're heading there as well. We've actually packed up a lot of stock to take with us. And I was like, oh, sweet, yeah, I'll see you there. And then I did just ask, can I take a couple of photos of your store? And I guess that's my mistake, right? I said photos when really I should have said videos, right? Because that's what we were doing, we were filming. So anyway, he said, yeah, go ahead. So I started filming the back of the store, as you guys just saw. And then I was getting close to the front of the store where those like signed Funko Pops were of Darth Vader and Boba Fett. They had some, well, actually then it was the Marvel and DC section, right? And then after that, they had some more signed Funko Pops, but that was getting pretty close to the till. Now, the brother who I had talked to had actually left the store. It was kind of like pretty much around lunchtime, so I think they were going to get to lunch. And he had told his brother, look, he said they can take a few photos. And then the brother actually said, guys, look, you know, taking a few photos is one thing, but like making a whole movie is another thing. And, you know, he pretty much said, can you stop filming, without actually saying those exact words. And I said, look, fair enough, if you don't want me to film it, it is what it is. I think we always have to be respectful with that. If someone doesn't want you to film in their own store, you know, what can you do? I know there's a lot of YouTubers who will say, you know, you're kind of like promoting the store though, right? So is there much harm in it? And it's just, I guess it's always an idea of like representation, right? You know, are you happy to be represented, you know, somewhere where you don't really have a final say of the end product, right? I mean, we didn't say we were YouTubers or anything like that. And, you know, I didn't say that I was going to be making this video. I just said, could I take a few pictures? Which I didn't, right? I took videos. So I kind of understand where it was coming from. At the same time, I do understand those people who say, aren't you promoting the shop? Because, yes, we kind of are. But, yeah, again, you know, I go back to the fact that maybe I could have come here and trashed the shop and said, you know, it was a rubbish shop, you know, super rude people, you know, don't go there, blah, 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 right? You know, we're not a particularly big channel yet. I'm, you know, hoping we do become one. You know, so if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. But yeah, I kind of get it. It's just a shame for the video though, because they did have some like really, really cool things at the front. They had a lot of signed Funko Pops. I've tried to look like through Google to find some pictures and whatnot. I found this one of the store in general. That's pretty much how it looks like. Which is a bit funny as well, because the guy said to me, you know, the other thing he said, we don't really want, you know, to like see movies or things posted on social media, because the store's like pretty bare right now because we've packed up a lot of stuff for Comic-Con. And then I found this picture, I think it was from, I think it's like October 2017, and yeah, that's pretty much how the store is. So I was like, seems a bit odd, but maybe it was an excuse he made up. But like I said, you know, completely 100% fair enough, you know, that he didn't want me to film anymore. I completely understand that. It's a matter of respect at the end of the day. If they don't want it, you know, you don't have a leg to stand on. It's not your store, right? But yeah, as you guys can see, that actually the only thing that was different, you can see that Slimer there, which is pretty cool. They didn't have that. It was now replaced by this big Han Solo in carbonite, which I thought was really cool. But as you guys can see there on the side wall, there's like a vaulted section. You guys can make that out. They had some pretty cool Funko Pops in there. They were selling some of them as sets. They had like what did they have? Orange is the New Black. They had like a set of 5 figures. They had the set of 4 Hateful Eight figures. I honestly can't remember what else they had in there. One of the cool things they had was a custom of the 2 brothers. I mean, you guys can see it there with that, like the vault. I don't know what that word is, like the facade, if that's the right word. You can see there's like a Wolverine and a Cap there with like the like 2 guys with beards. That's actually the 2 brothers. They had a custom pop at the bottom. I guess one of them was Wolvie and one of them was Cap, right? Which yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't think it was for sale, but it was in there. But yeah, again, I forget what else they had vaulted. Like I said, he asked us to stop filming at that point. The other section kind of above, they then had some, there was some like American sticker things, and then right at that top shelf, they actually had a bunch of chases, which, you know, they were kind of, there wasn't anything too, how should I put it, sexy, for lack of a better term. It was kind of chases that you, well, uncommon, maybe uncommon is a good word to use, and in my opinion they were a little bit overpriced, but I think that's kind of acceptable for like high street sort of retailers, right? Online retailers, you often see them sell for TBD. It might go over a little bit, sometimes they're a little bit under, but like high street retailers, I guess they've got rent and things to pay, so I kind of do feel it makes sense when they do sell things for like maybe 10-20% over TBD, but they were like a little bit pricey than what I would maybe expect, but there was nothing there that, like I said, was too sexy and too killer for me to really purchase. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a shame that we couldn't film some of the more like cool stuff, because that was definitely the coolest store that, you know, we went to. Some really awesome things. I actually didn't mention that vaulted sticker that you saw there on the Stormtrooper. There it is again, a quick shot of it. They actually had that sticker on all of the vaulted like Funko Pops, and he said it was their own sticker, because I was pretty like interested and intrigued to see that. Whenever I see like a different sticker, it always does, you know, kind of pique my interest and whatnot. But yeah, just like I said, a shame we couldn't film it, but it is what it is, right? It, you know, I hope you guys did still really enjoy the video. It's just a shame we couldn't show some of the cooler stuff right at the end. And I mentioned earlier, I did pick up a couple of things from Forbidden Planet International. It was just 2 Pop Tees. I didn't actually pick up any Funko Pops. So the 2 Pop Tees I picked up was this one right here. It is Anakin versus Obi-Wan. And look at that, guys. I think it's really, really cool. I do not fear the dark side. Anakin battling Obi-Wan with like the Darth Vader mask kind of as like a backdrop, right? And they are almost like the eyes of the mask. I think it is a really, really cool design with the Star Wars logo there at the bottom in this sort of reddish orange. Yeah, I definitely think that's a really cool one, and I had to pick that up. And it was the same case with this Naruto one. If you guys have been following along, you know I am getting well into my anime. I have been for the last few years, and especially Naruto. I think I'm close to episode 300, so maybe like another 200 odd episodes to go. But yeah, this one's really, really cool. I think it's now like the 3rd or 4th Naruto Funko t-shirt that I do own. But yeah, look at that one, guys. Naruto there himself. Because I did just pick up the Kurama one, which we showed off the other day. But yeah, this one, yeah, that's very, very cool. Shadow Clone Jutsu, I do believe, with the hand signs there. Yeah, as I said, Very, very cool. And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here at the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Drop some comments below. What Funko Pops have you guys picked up recently? And as I mentioned earlier, guys, we are heading to Northern Ireland Comic Con this weekend, and I do want to do 1 to 2 videos on the con. I just don't know when we're going to be able to drop them. We're actually in our very quaint farmland Airbnb at the moment, which actually isn't in Belfast. It's in Lisbon, which is like the next, well, is it town, city? I don't know. What's the criteria for like a town or a city? I'm sure there is something maybe to do with population, or is it something like to do with a cathedral? I can never remember that, right? But like Lisbon is like the next kind of major place over from Belfast, and that's actually where the Northern Ireland Comic Con is taking place, from the Icon Centre in Lisbon. But yeah, we're in this very kind of quaint farmland style Airbnb. Let me actually give you guys a quick sort of tour there. Kind of halfway through editing the video. Yeah, very, very small, as you guys can see. And yeah, the Wi-Fi is not very good here, as well as like the cell mobile reception as well is pretty poor. So it's just a question if I can get the video like edited and then uploaded, and or like rendered first, uploaded, etc, etc. This one I've actually kind of done it from a Starbucks in Belfast, because we are here for a holiday as well. So yeah, I just don't know when that video will be released. I'm hoping one of them on Sunday and another on Monday. It is the Queen's funeral though, so I do want to kind of be a bit respectful. So maybe this video will, you know, kind of follow Tuesday, Wednesday. We have to see, guys. But yeah, next week we have plenty more content coming. Got a whole bunch of Funko Pop parcels arriving, so we'll open those up. We of course are continuing our very own Star Wars celebration here on the Geek Lounge, so we're going to get a lot of Star Wars content coming up for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned? It's very simple. Subscribe, hit click, smash that subscribe button, and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content, guys. Thanks again for watching today's video, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.